Crypto Hotep here with another trading video. Guys, this is a video based on my thoughts on the market currently for this week. Christmas week here. Very short week with not a lot to do. So you wouldn't think that there would be no volatility, if you will, but you'd be sadly mistaken. There is volatility in the markets. People are still holding on to the thought of a Santa rally because it could happen with crypto. Crypto is 24/7. Anything could happen. So this will be a pretty quick video or so. We're just going to go through the short week here today. But as always, none of this is financial advice. Please do your own due diligence when researching and also investing into crypto coins or any asset for that matter. And big shout outs to Coinbase. They are the GOAT brokerage. I use them. I've been using them for 5 years since I got into crypto. Have never had issues with them. And if you want to support the channel, support me in the channel, go to the description, click on the link in the description, and either tie it to your existing Coinbase account or create a new Coinbase account. What'll happen is the transaction fees that you pay to trade crypto, I will get paid a portion of those fees, so you don't have to do anything to actually support the channel. And as always, guys, hope these videos are helpful. Please like, subscribe, comment, let us know what type of crypto you are trading, if you are trading crypto, and any suggestions for any new videos. But with that being said, guys, like I mentioned, it's a very short week. You can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it jumps right into Monday. So not a lot of stuff that's going on. It is Monday, so we did have this Chicago Fed National Activity Index. Really nothing to do with crypto, if you want my honest opinion. I don't typically look at that. This is what I'm focused on. Tuesday, the 23rd upcoming, we're going to have GDP growth rate right here. This will produce volatility. Okay, so I want to say, what was this? This was Q1 2025. We had a negative growth rate, which you never want to have negative GDP growth rate. Q2 is when we got it back to normal, which was around 3.8%. And what the consensus is for tomorrow is Q3 is going to be a 3.2% GDP growth rate. What am I thinking? I'm thinking we lowered inflation per the numbers. Obviously, everybody believes those numbers are fake. They're made up, whatever. But last week we got the inflation numbers. They were good. It was a pleasant surprise. I think we're going to stay with a pleasant surprise. And I think we're going to be above. We may be above 3.2%. I didn't mean to click above that because I didn't fully read this. But I think we'll be above the forecasted number, which is 3.2%. Maybe at 3.5. I don't see us going past that, but who knows? Who honestly knows nowadays? So again, very, very quick week here because of Christmas, best holiday ever. But this is what you want to focus on, GDP growth, and that'll produce some volatility in the markets. Okay, let's go to our coin market cap here. Let's go to the crypto market overview. So currently, fear and greed index, we are at fear. We were at fear last week as well. You can kind of see where we're at. We dipped below here around the November, around Thanksgiving or so, 2025. We dipped below an extreme fear, and then we've been inching up past fear, even though we are currently in there. So we've shown some life here. We have shown some life. What does that mean? Doesn't mean too much of anything right now until we see buyers get back into the markets, and the buyers are not in the markets right now. That's my honest opinion. I will show you on the charts shortly here. Altcoin season index. Altcoin season, we are primarily in Bitcoin season right now, and this is pushed further to the left. So altcoin season is nowhere to be seen based on this index, based on this indicator right here. We are knee deep, as you can see, knee deep here in Bitcoin season, which it feels like that, honestly. The whole crypto market is very, there's not that liveliness as it once was back in the summertime, back in April. It's not that liveliness as it once was. It's pretty low, right now. But again, that's where money moves are made. That's where money moves are made in crypto. When stuff gets boring, when people are like, "Oh man, I wish I shouldn't have traded crypto," when those type of sentiments are going on, that's where you need to do your research. That's where you need to start buying when the buyers come in, and that's when you need to be patient and wait. Let's go to, when we looked at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is still below 60%. That's completely fine with me. We want it below 60%. It has inched up a little bit, nothing too major as of right now. Crypto ETFs did see some outflows, but again, they're very minimal, right? I know it's 63 million. That seems like a lot, but comparatively to what's been going on in these ETFs, it's not that much. But interesting thing here is on December 21st, we've had 148 negative outflows of BTC, but we had 85 million of ETH being bought up. So a lot of people buying the dip on ETH from an ETF perspective. Very, very interesting here. Could this be one of those catalysts with that altcoin season that we've that we've so graciously wanted here? Okay, so again, I think it pays to be patient in these markets, and you'll see here what I mean when we get to the charts here. So first chart, as always, guys, we go to the USDC dominance chart here. USDC dominance on the weekly. As we all know, if you're not familiar with how I trade and how I view the markets, go to the channel, go to the strategy list, I believe, and watch that playlist, because that'll show you how I look at the charts. Primarily on weekly charts. All of my charts have Heikin Ashi candlesticks, and we focus on major levels of demand and support and resistance, as well as market structure with our slow stochastic and volume here. So we try to keep it very, very easy, very simple. But with that being said, with USDC dominance, from last week to this week, we took out this level. This was a major level at about 2.4, I believe it was. Let's go to our line chart. It was about 2.45, so 2.45 level, that weekly level, we took that out. Why? Because price has successfully closed above that 2 to 3 to 4 candles. When that happens, as you are aware, above a certain supply resistance level, that negates that level. That level is no longer good. We're not resisting anything. So we're taking that out. So we took that out here. What else did we do? Well, currently we have USDC dominance hitting a stone wall at 2.7% weekly level, which is this level right here. You can see the long wicks right here, 1, 2, 3, and then a nice little, almost a bullish / bearish doji right here. Currently, we still have 5 days left. Okay. We have updated our new demand and weekly levels, new demand resistance, or not, I'm sorry, new demand / support levels right here, and right here. So as of right now, again, we're just trying to be patient. Here you can see we are still trading in the overbought status of the slow stochastic. As I've said before, just because something goes into overbought, that doesn't mean you have to short it, and that doesn't mean that the price is going down. You can see here, when USDC got into the overbought status around February 2025, it wasn't until April 2025 where price started cascading down. That was over about 2.5 months of continuous bullish price action upwards. This could happen here too. We may not see a full retracement down to 1.8 or 2% levels until, who knows? Could be February, could be March. We're not sure, but it's something to look at right now. Okay, So I still feel good because we are in overbought levels. That makes me feel good that eventually this is going to break at some point. Let's go look at USDT dominance. USDT dominance, very similar. We're in the overbought territory. We have just closed above this weekly level of 6.13, okay, percent. So USDT dominance here. So we still have 5 days left in this candle though. So anything could happen. We could come back and touch this level, which would negate the break above. So again, anything could happen. We have to wait until the weekly close. Until then, we're just sitting on our hands right now. Okay, let's look at the dollar, DXY. So with the dollar looks good from a risk asset perspective. You're looking at the dollar here. You like what you see. You have a change of character to the downside that was noted right here on this break. So that brought into a new demand level right here. Why is it a demand level? Well, based on my previous videos here, we have 1, 2, 3 bullish candles after a bearish candle that produces a demand level right here, and it held at the retest right here in September. And then we have a bullish move up to now a weekly resistance slash supply level at 100. This is held nicely and is rejected very, very well here. So you can see the rejection. We see the long wicks in this weekly supply area, and now we have red candle, red candle, red candle, and currently red candle. I suspect the dollar coming back into these 97-ish levels if it doesn't bounce right here. And currently slow stochastic, we are at the 50. So it could do a little dead cat bounce here at the 50 and then go back down. So we'll see. But from a risk on asset perspective, that's what you want to see. You want to see the dollar basically cratering so your risk on assets can do better. Okay. Let's look at our ETH BTC chart. ETH BTC chart, it's break of a falling wedge right here. It's a nice little break, and then we have a bullish candle, and then kind of really no volume, nothing really going on. So price is still in this level. It's still in this golden fib zone between 50, 61.8, and then also we've created a new demand level. This legitimately is a demand level because we've had a bearish candle and then 1, 2, and this is a third, because that is a bullish doji candle right here. So I'm drawing that as a demand level right here. So price is still trading above that level, and it hasn't collapsed as of yet. So we do have some hopium to the upside, if you will, for our alts. Let's go to total 3. Total 3 for the altcoin market still looks okay. I'm not really worried about anything in here. Okay. So with this chart, price for the total 3 altcoin market is still in this weekly level near 560 and 550. But Crypto Hotep, it's trading below that at 544. Understood. But price is still around in this area. My trades, in my view on the markets, they're on zones and areas. Price is never going to be 100% right to the point. It's always going to be around the area or near to that area. It is currently still near to this area, so this move right here to the upside is still valid. We are also digging deeper into oversold levels on your slow stochastic, and this level is still holding as of right now. If we break this whole level and we start trending downwards, meaning that we have to not only break this level, but we have to have at least 2 to 3 bearish candles to the downside strongly to break this level, then we will change. We'll have a change of character to the downside, and as I mentioned before, it may be over legitimately at that point. As of right now, it's really not over. You're just kind of retesting this weekly level. So let's go to our one thing I do want to point out as well is the Russell 2000. Now I know we're talking about crypto here, and this is a stock ETF, but the stock ETF for the small cap stocks play closely with total 3. So, and it makes sense because total 3 are your altcoins and they're more risk on versus like your Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are still risk on assets, but your smaller cap altcoins, they produce a bigger risk appetite, if you will, than your bigger caps. Same thing with your small cap stocks. Your small cap stocks have greater upside and greater downside as well. So what I've done is I've also mapped out and charted out here the Russell 2000, which tracks 2000 small cap companies and small cap stocks. You can see it has broken out above this weekly resistance slash supply, and it has closed above it. Again, we still have about 3.5 days left in the weekly time frame here. So again, anything could happen, but if it stays closed above this is very bullish sign to me. Okay, could it still be a fake breakout? 100%. It still could be, but based on my rules, based on how I look at the markets, if the candlestick closes above your weekly resistance point to the upside and nothing is touching that point, it's closed cleanly above it, then watch out. The bullish pressure is strong and you could see more green candles. Okay, so I say all that to say still looks good for me from a risk on perspective. If your Russell 2000 is making all-time highs, altcoins are soon to follow. Let's go to Bitcoin. Let's go to the king here. So Bitcoin still looks good. Again, nothing is very doom and gloom here, despite the timeline on like crypto Twitter. But Bitcoin's price is still in the fib golden zone between 50 and 61.8. It's still sitting right here. And on top of that, you still have a weekly demand right here at 80,000. So until we start trading below 80,000 right here, and we break structure to the downside, I'm not too worried about this. We did have a change of character before when we broke past 100,000, but this is that level. 80,000 is that level that really, really means something. And until then, you're kind of just chopping around, and I think that's what Bitcoin's going to do. Bitcoin's just going to chop around a lot here. So again, looks good to me. Ethereum still looks okay, right? So unlike Bitcoin, it is below the 61.8 fib golden zone, but this is what I mean, where you have price will come down, it will bypass a major level, but it won't go down any further and kind of play around in this area. This is manipulation here. So instead of going further down into another weekly demand zone here, it plays around in this level as if to say, hey, price is going down. It could go down even more here. You might want to short. And then usually when you have all the bears down here, it'll blast right back up. This is what I'm thinking Ethereum's going to do if price stays in this area, meaning that if you get these wicks into your fib golden zone and it stays in here, then we have a good chance for price to reverse and then blast out here. Okay, so again, we're still not doing anything because price hasn't done anything. It's being very boring right now. Let's go to our trades and how I'm feeling about our trades. And the good thing is I also highlighted my buys in green here. So I have some price tags here. These are all the buys that I had in green. So we took out a demand level for AERO. We have a change of character to the downside, unfortunately, but price is in a demand level of 50 cents. We don't see any buyers as of yet. We still see a lot of selling right here. We are oversold, but we're not buying anything and we're not adding anything to our AERO position until we see some buyers come in here. But as soon as we see a bullish doji, I wouldn't mind putting a buyout for some more AERO, especially in 50 cents. 50 cents is a very good psychological level. So just waiting right now. I haven't sold any of my altcoins from the altcoin portfolio either. Okay. Same thing with C. We took out a demand level, change of character to the downside, unfortunately, but very similar to AERO. We are oversold in the oversold levels, very similar when we had a nice little run up in April. Okay. And price is now in weekly demand, just like Aerodrome. But we don't see buyers yet. So we're just waiting. A lot of waiting happening here. Okay. And this is the marks of a good trader, is if you can wait, if you have the ability to wait. Let's go to Uniswap. Uniswap actually saw some movement here. They had a vote going on, and I believe the vote is finalizing right here in regards to their fees and their fee structure. So that is very bullish because it's also going to burn some tokens as well for Uniswap. So that's actually going on right now, and that's why you see a lot of Uniswap price action going on. So again, very similar to Airdrome and C, I have updated my charts with my buys in the green. And we haven't bought anything. We haven't bought any more Uniswap except the November purchase. Excuse me, except the November purchase here. Now we see Uniswap playing around this $6 level. It loves this $6 level. You can see here, here, and here. It's playing around in this level. And again, this is what I mean, guys. If you look at the level here, price has come down. It's currently past, or not currently, but around December 8th, it started trading below it, as well as December 15th, but it hasn't successfully broken down further. So this $6 level still has to be reclaimed. And when I say reclaim, I mean price has to come up and start trading above this $6 level. If we see price trading above the $6 level, I may buy some more Uniswap right here. Okay. But until then, I'm not doing anything with Uniswap. I'm not buying anything as of right now. We haven't sold anything. We're just kind of sitting on our hands. Graph, unfortunately, seems like a common word I'm saying here. We are in oversold levels, very similar to everything else in the portfolio. And price has successfully broken down this level of 5 cents. I am not taking this level out yet because I want to see if price is going to come in and reclaim this level. If it does, I'll buy more graph at this level here. But until then, again, I'm sitting on my hands. I still feel good about graph despite it having awful price action right now and kind of in no man's land because the last level has been broken, the last demand level. I still feel very good about the team at Graph and the developments and the developers. And it's just a waiting game right now. But I have not put any more money into Graph except in September. So we have been sitting on our hands with Graph for that long. And that's why I go over this in my whole trading strategy that's in the YouTube channel, because it requires a lot of patience for you to not do anything until the right confluences line up on your trades. Okay. So nothing yet on Graft. It's still my worst asset currently in my altcoin portfolio. Near has broken down on the accumulation. So if you remember, we had an accumulation box here. The accumulation box stretched from, we want to say, like 180 to $3. We since have taken that out. Why? Because price has significantly been trading lower. 1, 2, 3, now 4 red candles below that level. That is cause for us to remove that accumulation. The accumulation is done. It accumulated for this time period, and now that move was to the downside. So it did break structure to the downside as well. Can we see $1? I really hope not. It's kind of like you do, but you don't. So I hope not. But if it does, we are ready with our dry powder, and we will be buying near at $1, which is a fantastic psychological level. We haven't seen $1 in about 2 years. So we'll see. We'll see what we have going on here. But again, we're just waiting. We're waiting on near. We're waiting for it to bottom out. We could see a bottom here at 150, which would make sense. That's another psychological level, and that's a level that was broken here. So we could see a level here develop in demand at 150. So remember that for near, we could see that. I don't see it yet. So I'm not opening my wallet up to near yet, but very similar to all my other altcoins, we are in oversold levels in the slow stochastic as well. Okay, and we can look at the portfolio just so you guys can see, because I never keep anything off. So we can see from a 1 month perspective, we are negative 11.84%. From a 3 month perspective, we are negative 32.81%. And then from a 6 month perspective, we are a positive 0.68%. So very rough numbers, I know. USDC makes up most of my position currently. Okay, so my current status is USDC, and that's because most of the coins are down so much. Uniswap down over 16.8%, Airdrum down over 35.89%, Near down over 45.8%, C down over 50%, and then the worst one of them all, Graph, down over 61%. So again, when you have all these coins down so much, USD actually makes up for a big chunk of it, and it makes sense. But again, I haven't sold anything, and if you're new to the channel, this altcoin portfolio is an active trading. It's more of a position trading, where we buy at certain levels, and it requires certain prerequisites. And again, go to the channel, go to my trading playlist, and you'll see that. But we buy and then we hold, and then we'll sell off at specific supply levels, and that's it. We're not holding these coins forever. Despite me liking Uniswap and Airdrome and understanding that their functionality in the blockchain environment, I'm not looking to hold this for years. Maybe a year and a half at the most, and then I'm selling it off, right? So, but again, currently we're sitting on our hands waiting for good levels to come about and good prerequisites so we can open our wallet and buy some more. But guys, if this video is helpful, feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Place a like, place a comment in there, help out the algorithm, share the video. Let us know what you guys are trading from a crypto perspective. And as always, guys, appreciate it. Thank you, and happy investing, guys.